And what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Carlos Taco Show. I'm your host, Carlos. We got Miss Patty, we got Nicole, we got Mary in the house, and we're just going to get right into it. Go on ahead. Go. Go.
Well, like I was telling y'all before, I just finished outreach. I barely ever get a chance to eat, and I'm hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna be snacking while we're in the middle of talking. All right. I know Mary is too. She's trying to hide her plate.
No, I finished.
Patty got her little drink too.
Man,
she doesn't want us to hear her slurp.
No more plastic.
Oh yeah, no more plastic.
Nice. Mary, what happened at the city council meeting? That's what I want to know. We had a city council meeting on Tuesday.
Wait, maybe introductions for people that don't know us.
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead, Nicole.
Nicole Gardner, Facing Homelessness, based in Antioch. I am live streaming this. So this is just community conversations. We're just talking about a lot of the things that's going on in the city of Antioch. Not particularly just with homelessness, you guys. So, we talk about everything on Carlos's platform. So that's what we're doing. And I am streaming. If you have questions, please put them in the chat or put them in the comments.
I'm Patricia. I go by Miss Patty, community advocate, activist, combat veteran, mother, friend, homie, and friend.
Homie.
I
love it.
I love it.
So I'm Mary, and these are my friends.
Nice. And
I have Antioch Rants and Raves is my page. And I attend almost every city council meeting.
Yeah, she does.
Hell yes.
I like to stare at people.
Right. And I'm Carlos Tacos. Y'all, I'm everywhere. So, and trying to help those that need help. And we started this show just to let you guys all know what's out there to help you guys.
Thank you, Carlos. Because otherwise you have crazy pages that spread misinformation and hate and subliminal racist messages. I'm talking specifically about the Mike Burkholder's page and Alan Payton. That's just me. Anyways.
And me.
We can get into that because I kind of like Alan, but hey, sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, but it's all love. Let's get to it.
He disrespects one person.
But their own.
Tell us about City Council Antioch. I was in Concord.
Okay, so City Council Antioch. This was the shortest City Council meeting I've ever been to in my entire life.
Wow.
Usually,
they started with community events that were coming up, and one of them was Friends of Antioch Animal Shelter, which has no cats for adoption right now, which certainly makes me happy considering I have a couple of foster fails, maybe like 7 of them. And then they have dog adoptions that are $25 right now for people that live in the city of Antioch and free to veterans all the time, which I thought was also kind of cool. And then they went through and they said all the funny little names that they name all their dogs, which, made us all laugh. And of course, because I'm an old lady and an animal lover, I, of course, was emotional every time I heard something. I was just like, I'll just take all the dogs. Just give them all to me. Then Gavin Payton, our president of the youth NAACP here in our district, he got up and he mentioned the MLK breakfast on
this Sunday,
on Monday at 8 a.m. At a middle school. I don't remember the middle school, but I have the flyer posted on our Facebook page. And I got permission to go and videotape the event. So I'm excited to go see, who's there and what they're eating. And that should be fun. And then the other event that wasn't mentioned that I really, really, really think we needed to mention, but I understand. So I'm going to just shout out for Dominique. She's doing her Moms Demand Action Now with Soulbox, and Soulbox is the coolest thing. If you guys haven't seen Soulbox before, there are these little boxes that they put together, and each one of them has a meaning, and they're going to make a board in the Antioch Library on Sunday between 12 and 2. And I highly recommend, no matter who you are, go to that event, be part of the community, see what Soulbox is, find out about Moms Against Action. Listen to me, I am a fool. Moms Demand Action Now. It's great. Okay, so then there was talking. You know, the mayor said some crap. We said the Pledge of Allegiance.
She said some crap.
He said some crap. He said his mayor's piece, you know. The public comments were about the sideshows.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a sideshow in my neighborhood, Canada Hills, Canada Valley, which like literally I could throw a rock and hit somebody. And a lady got up and spoke about that. Monica responded to it in the council comments, which I thought was really nice. They talked about.
Question. Did they offer opening up a safe space like where the county campground for sideshow? No?
Nope, they didn't.
Wait, what was the question, Patty?
Like, did anybody bring up possibly creating a safe space where people can flip their cars in the sideshow at like the racetrack? And
yeah, because like Stockton does something like that and it works out pretty well. And Antioch totally has the space for it, but no, nobody brought that up. Tamisha talked, and I clapped for her.
Yay.
Nice.
I love her.
And I'm sure it was really great, but I wasn't. I think. Oh, you know what it was is they were talking about bringing back the conversation about the
gun violence,
security guards, unarmed security guards.
Mm.
And they also talked about
the unarmed security guards where?
Downtown parking lots. Nine parking lots and locations in the Rivertown district, and they're going to.
And was she for that, or I didn't get to see the meeting?
You know, I think she was making some jokes, so I think it was just lighthearted. I don't remember. I know that I might have been having a side conversation at that point, you know, because how I whisper back and forth to people. And when I was really irritated because they're talking about how all these things get missed in the city council meetings and everybody always blames there's not enough staff. There's not enough staff. There's 7 recs on the city website. 7. Not one of them is for a city staff position. They're all for animal control stuff and police officers. And I don't know where they think they're going to get employees if they don't post the jobs. But Leslie asked Kwame directly, and Kwame responded to her, where are your jobs posted? Are they on the city website or are they on Indeed? And Kwame looked like he had no clue where they were. So he said the city website. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
So they're not there. And then they also talked about renewing the lease for Reach, which is a great program, by the way, for $1 for the next 10 years, and it got approved. And then they all said goodnight, and we went home.
Wow!
Wow!
And there was no job. Well, we did have one person decide to go and let Lamar know listed everything he did wrong since he's been mayor.
Like crime, like the crime rate. It's the mayor's fault?
Like the DUIs and the, all the personal attacks.
His DUI has so much to do with why Antioch is going wrong.
Right. It's all his fault.
Right.
All of it.
They love blaming the black man. They love it.
Right.
They do.
His marriage to Patricia did not come up.
Oh, cool. I didn't even get the invite. I'm kind of irritated.
I'm a little irritated too because I really thought we were friends.
They know my address too. Like, why did they not invite me to my own wedding?
Maybe that person didn't know your address.
Yeah, we felt left out.
Yeah, we really did. We talked about that at the last podcast too, Patty.
Right.
But congratulations, and wish you nothing but the best. Hey, just send me your registry, and we'll.
Yeah, we didn't see your registry.
Damn.
But that was the city council meeting in a nutshell.
Right. So I think I just wanted to touch a little bit on what you kind of talked about that may be a little bit controversial, is the security for the downtown area. Um, I'm not saying that we don't need it, but if we are specifically targeting unhoused people,
And that wasn't the thing that popped up. They said it came up because of patrons at Monica's was why they did the security to begin with. But
I understand
80 to 90% of the interaction is with homeless people and houseless.
exactly. And that's my thing. That's why it's controversial. And that's what irritates me, is because you have to understand that if you start putting secure, we don't want a bunch of little baby Lindermans
why not
being downtown and messing with homeless people, like, period.
For folks that don't know who Baby Linderman, what that would mean, it's an abusive officer targeting houseless
or person in power.
He's still on leave though, right?
Probably getting paid on
he's gone. He's gone, but that's exactly what we don't want, because we fought against him for so long. He was the liaison between APD and the unhoused.
And just out of curiosity, since he's gone, how are we doing with that? I mean, are we still getting the?
Have not had any, because there's nobody that's in that position that really is that liaison right now, to my understanding. So after the whole tech scandal and all that went down, and I called our police department, spoke with a lieutenant there, and he was like, he's gone. So there's no, he's gone. So my thing is that we just, how long we've been fighting for that? Ooh, I'm trying to keep it clean. You know how long we've been fighting for him to be gone for years, okay?
And he did it to himself.
But at the same time, although I'm not naive to the fact that we do probably need security downtown, but we do want to make sure that these folks are not going to be targeting unhoused folks just because for sitting around when they have nowhere else to go. So
especially if it's the city dollar that's paying for them.
Right.
Because they are residents here.
Yeah, and they pay their taxes when they get their little money, when they get their social security checks, whatever. They go to the store just like we do. We pay taxes just like they do. So my thing is, this doesn't have to be a big thing, because I know we have other things to talk about, but that was just a concern of mine, is that hopefully these security guards, just keep an eye on them too.
I know that this year that they also took certain things out of what police officers are allowed to say.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys see that on the news?
Yeah, it's not. Do you know why I pulled you over? They cannot say that anymore.
No, and they can't.
January 1st.
They can't.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that they should be able to take out of that is calling humans blight.
Oh. Yeah.
Because they do that all the time. They do it in the city council meeting. You hear the police officers, when they write their report up, they're calling people blight, and people are not blight. They're people.
Right.
Humans.
Yeah, I would think you're talking about maybe the garbage or something that's left behind, but not the actual people that are there. But when you really think about it, that's what a lot of these homeless haters, that's what they consider them as, blight. And so they're just speaking through them.
Oh, absolutely.
To be honest with you, they're just speaking through them. So
and it's just like you were talking about last week, the encampment. I drove over there and look at the encampment. There's no problem. I didn't see any problem. It was high tech. I liked it.
Right.
And then that whole building's empty anyways. They could literally create that as housing and shelter, maybe, but also employ local community people to kind of like in military stuff when they have like barracks watch and whatever. There could be different shifts to just make sure folks are safe and getting resources if they need it and out of the cold, because it's hella cold outside.
It was freezing. It was freezing. So how did y'all feel about I know the mayor just said something about doing the some things over like in that Summersville Food Max area, telling these business owners like, look, y'all got to do something about y'all businesses. We're going to fine you hard fines. They were even talking about some eminent domain stuff, which I was thinking years ago, like, why are we allowing these businesses to just have it look tacky like this, boarded up? We need to use these buildings to help our community, the unhoused people, and anybody in our community that needs help. Build community. I know there's the what's that one building that Tamisha has or had advocated for downtown, but just community resources in general. So why are we not? I put it on my page, and it was some people were like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it." Some people were like, "Yeah, we definitely need to do this." How do y'all feel about us finally putting an end to these freaking businesses that are just not giving a damn about what their businesses look like in our city?
Question. What is it? What does the eminent domain mean to?
So eminent domain is kind of like when a city, like if businesses and business owners are not doing anything, it's blighted. It's a blighted area. They're not doing nothing with their businesses, not trying to, or could possibly be paying a little bit of fine, but not. The city could literally come in and be like, look, this is blight in our city. They literally take over the businesses. They literally will be like, this is ours. It's very controversial because a lot of people that are business owners are like, hold on, I don't want cities to just be like, oh, you could just take our freaking businesses. But with situations like this, when it comes to the old Food Max area and Summersville area, they're not doing nothing. So why not use the law as we can to get these businesses and stuff cleaned up? They're not trying to do nothing. These are large corporations that are just like, oh, well, we'll pay the fine. We'll do this.
I guess that's something we're going to have to talk about our city attorney with.
I'm sure they have. But at the same time, I literally bought this to council years ago when my cousin was telling me about eminent domain, and I started Googling it. I'm like, what the hell is that? So my thing is, I'm glad that it's finally coming up. But at the same time, it's like, man, it should have been done. But I'm moving beyond that. Let's move forward. Right. And let's get these hold these building owners accountable, especially the big corporations, Kmart, Food Max. They don't give a damn about our little city in Antioch. They're like, oh, well, we'll pay the little fine. We don't care. But they're not trying to sell it for, they're not trying to sell it to be a homeless shelter because they wouldn't make the money, that this is just a little research that I've done. The people I've talked to, they wouldn't make the money that they would, whatever. I don't know how it works, but they haven't been wanting to sell it. And so, therefore, the city just has to step up and do something.
There's a lot of businesses that are doing that are sitting on it and they're waiting for the prices to increase because
maybe that's what it is.
I mean, because like, think about it. When I was married the first time, the average house that was in my price range was about $170,000, and this is a nice house. That same house is going for like $700,000 and $800,000 and $900,000 now. What do you think those businesses and corporate properties are doing? So they're just sitting on it because
they're waiting
for them to sit on it,
and that makes total sense.
And that's one of the things that Andrew is always telling me is that this property was bought for $25,000 in 1988, and they're selling it now for $392,000 undeveloped or whatever the heck it is. But that's a huge profit.
Right.
It's a huge profit. And if they're not developing it, they're not using it for anything. They don't have the same kind of property taxes as an active business.
Does Macy's still have a contract? Are they still benefiting? Because years ago I heard that they still, even though it's closed,
I don't know.
Some kind of
They might.
But I don't think that's like their
I've
property,
seen businesses leave and then come back the same business in the same spot, so that could be a possibility.
But that's not their business though, because it was my understanding that they youth center is there now.
There's not a youth center there yet.
No.
But that is a place that they were talking about putting one.
No, because there's a guy that's on there that does fitness training or what is it called? I forget.
Is it the boxing?
it's like boxing. It's like
had a toy drive
training
recently.
for all types of for the kids to do all types of different sports. So it's like getting them ready for it. And I reached out to him and he reached out to me, and I believe that he is in that space. Actually, it might be where the old Sears used to be.
I think it's where the old Sears was. Hey, Carlos, let's get him on the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Let's
Then
do it.
this morning, I posted the news thing that Frank was in this morning, where Frank was talking about the closed businesses and stuff. Frank Sterling. And I asked people, like, how do you feel about this? And somebody brought up a conversation that was tabled from the city council that they were originally going to take that area that's all fenced off right now and talk about putting low-income housing there. And that never came back around.
Where was that, Mary?
2020.
No, I said, where was it?
In that Summersville area, that Summersville strip where all the closed businesses are.
Nice.
And I'll tag you in the post where the article is, and you can watch that city council meeting if you want. I got to go back and review it too, because
it was my understanding, though, after talking to some folks, that the person that was trying to purchase that area was also the person that that had the area that was on A Street where all those businesses look a hot ass mess. And so it was like, are we going to trust you to put this over here when you already got this over here and it look a hot ass mess? So
yeah, we don't want another slum lord at all.
Yeah, and it was like
somebody who's going to build something nice.
Right. And I think it was like a kind of trust issue with that situation, if I'm not mistaken. But I was thinking like that I remember the by that in that Food Max area, and they had a whole layout where it would have looked like apartments and all types of stuff, but it was like this is the person that we would be dealing with if we would have him put it here.
But there could always be somebody else, Antioch doesn't have to keep waiting for people to come and bid on our locations. We could actively seek out people to do it too.
Right.
Well, that's what we keep getting is we get the people that, like the one that I was pissed off about a couple weeks ago, out by the train tracks and off of Wilbur and Vieira. That was terrible, but that was somebody who came after us that was going to build houses that were houses that you were going to rent forever, and they were all going to have ADUs on them. You remember that one? They came to us. We didn't go seek them out. There's a lot of developers that would love to come develop something here. We just have to find the right one.
Y'all, in Concord, when I was at that city council meeting, there was a group. So the folks that do the de novo homes up here in Antioch and different places, there's a foundation. It's called the Yellow Roof Foundation, and they proposed building low-income housing, and it seemed really promising. Like I just seeing them and hearing
Concord does stuff. They had Habitat of Humanity built several houses there. I worked out there on a couple of different projects with Christmas in April, which is where you go out and you help people that their houses are falling apart and are decrepit, and you peel things off of them and you repaint them and you put new carpet in and you get them a new roof, and and it's all volunteers that come out there and they do it in like one day, and it's serious.
That's beautiful.
But I haven't seen that stuff out here at all, and I can tell you that there is a lot of people out here that would love to have that because they want to keep their house. They don't want to have that city look like crap. They want to have a nice roof.
Right.
But we've been ignored for so long because we're not close enough to where all the action is.
But they wanted everybody out of their town, remember?
I know, but there are people that are out of their town are now in our town.
Yeah.
And we want them here, but we want them to stay here in nice places.
Right.
All of them.
Right.
And just so people know, like during 2020, when we were activating, and there was a lot of language that was used back in the day, like when they burned down Chinatown and it was a sundown city. I read the news articles, like the old ones, and it was the same language. And I'm talking about like Nicole Sedano talking about get out of our town, get the fuck out. This is our town. No, bitch, this is our town. This
I
is
heard
our
she moved to another town.
Oh, she did, but she's still harassing. She's still harassing people and spreading libel, and she's probably the one that designed my invitation that I didn't get. But
Allegedly, we don't know.
I've heard of
your
3
dress.
people. I've heard 3 names. I've heard it was either Kenneth Turnage because he has a lot of money. I heard it was Velma Wilson because she likes to
Girl,
design.
that flyer was not a lot of money.
It was ugly.
That's what I was gonna say.
It was
That flyer had
metallic.
stars on it.
It
Like,
wasn't
who
an
has a wedding
invitation. It wasn't
invitation
like
with
on
stars
cardstock.
on it?
And they're all friends, so I'm just gonna say it was
Yeah,
approved.
we're just gonna say allegedly. But we
Yeah.
got a lot of haters in the city, so
Mhm.
and I know the mayor definitely does, and I know you as an activist does too. So I mean, that was
There's so much
just
more love. There's so much
that was
more
just
love.
sad.
And I thought Lamarda was real classy about that too, about how he said that it's okay to say things about me, but it's not okay to say things about the other people in our
I
community.
appreciated that.
And he stood up
Absolutely.
for you. I was really proud of him for that
I
one.
appreciated that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree, Mary,
Yeah.
because that was just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what else we got on our list? What else were we saying we were gonna? Oh, you want to
So,
go?
What do you have on your agenda this week? What are you doing with the homeless this week?
Well, like I said, I just got back from outreach today.
And you mentioned to everybody you posted your Amazon wish list.
Oh, you
yes,
have an Amazon
I
wish
did.
list?
I have a Amazon wish list where we have, toiletries, blankets, all types of stuff
First aid
for our
kits.
unhoused living on our streets, tents, all types of stuff. I have been literally getting things on my door. It's weird with Amazon the wish list because they don't like give you a notification like, oh, somebody purchased something. It's just like you just look at the door like, oh, what is this?
Right.
And then we're just stacking stuff. So we're stacking stuff. We took some stuff out tonight, and we are also trying to get supplies, just stack up supplies, because we do have an event that we are going to have a table at with the city. I just had a meeting with a lot of different organizations yesterday with Jasmine, the unhoused resident coordinator for the city, yesterday, where we will have a table, and it's on February 2nd. I believe it's from 12:30 to 5. We will have some flyers that we'll be passing out it's all types of resources, y'all. Like, so if you are unhoused, if you know about unhoused folks, Carlos, I will give you the flyer. Hopefully you can post it underneath
we'll
the
post
video
it on here
so that we can let folks know. I mean, there's legal services, there's renters' rights, there's the BART program with the methadone and the meds clinic that are going to be there with Narcan kits,
Nice.
toiletries. There's going to have a food truck there. So it's going to be I believe, a really good turnout. So if you guys can join, I let some folks know tonight when we went out for outreach, but I will continue to let them know.
Is there room for more organizations to participate?
Well, I think it's too late. I think she's been doing this. Jasmine has been reaching out for the last few months. And we just had a meeting just organizing how things are going to go yesterday. But y'all come out with Facing Homelessness if you want to. What you want to do? What you want to if it's your organization, whatever it is.
Taco truck.
Well, but they didn't want food. So I think they already have a food truck that's coming. Because I was like, I need the incentive for people to come. You know what I'm saying? They may be like, I got all my toiletries I need. I ain't trying to come. But, I'll feed them. And then people be like, okay, I'll come. But they said they already have the food and stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about that. So if you know of people, just let them know, and I will share the flyer with Carlos. And then
we should get somebody to come pick up all the people out here on this end of town that want to.
You know what? They said that too.
I feel like
they did say that too. If we know, if we can bring our bus is still in the shop, y'all, and unfortunately, I'm not going to go into detail with that, but there was a sickness with the mechanic. He's going through some chemo and things like that, whatever. So I was like, I respect, just take your time, heal yourself. We'll still do our stuff with our van that we have right now. We'll do that. So take your time, worry about your family. But so we don't have the bus, so we can't really do much transportation. But if anybody wants to come join the Facing Homelessness table or wants to come and grab some people and take them down there, that would be great.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
so that's
noticing
your
on this side of town that the number of people is increasing.
You said
Well,
what, Mary?
housing insecurity is a thing. People are getting evicted.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, definitely.
there's an increased amount of people that are homeless in the area that I live in, because you see it all along the creek down by Walmart now.
Yep.
I see it a lot of people that are at the community center and the library there. That's where, I had my fit about the whole not allowing people to pay in cash for their gym memberships, because that's how they were taking their showers, and this poor man was losing it. But they're not back behind where they're putting up the Chick-fil-A anymore. They're coming in, closer to Walmart and 7-Eleven and Williamson Ranch Park and the community center, and and I know it's just migrating, and hopefully it's not new ones, but there's a lot of people out here that need help. I mean, I was happy to see Golden Hills does stuff for people sometime, Golden Hills Church, and I didn't realize that I was so close to them, but that's only one place.
And shout out to the churches. The churches in Antioch, like, really are for a small city that we are. If any families out there have food insecurities, there's churches giving out food every Saturday, on Sundays, throughout the week. And I'm talking about Team Jesus Outreach Ministries that partnered recently with Rivertown.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
A Holy Rosary Church. Like, look onto on the Antioch Rants and Raves. There's a lot of postings there of folks sharing these flyers. If you see them, share them and circulate them within our circles here in our city, because it's food, and there's no shame in getting free food. Shoot, I'm probably gonna
shame
go
at all. They even have the food trucks from the food bank come out on certain days, because I know my son, when he was little, he's like, we just have to bring a grocery bag and they'll give us all the free food. I'm like, I love that, honey, but we're not going to take the food this time.
Right. Well, some of y'all know how I feel about that. I am very thankful. Flory, I love her to death. She started this out of her garage, and she is huge now. Just got a key to the city. She has done a lot for the community, has one of the biggest food banks, teamed up with, actually her nonprofit, I believe, is Team Jesus Ministries, and they do give loaves and fishes too. They do give lots of food out to the community, lots and lots of food out to the community, and I appreciate them. Golden Hills
they work with loaves and fishes,
and there are some other ones as well. But I have to say, once again, we have a lot of churches in our city, and I just wish that many more of them would step up to the table when it comes to God's poor people, and that they would do what they can do to help to better help and serve God's poor people. I'm not one to just be judgmental like that, but I'm just saying what I go by and what I see. If you got all this money and you a church and you getting all this money, that's just how I feel. That I feel as though you and it's not really about the money, really, because Team Jesus Ministries, they ain't even get money. They just organizing and getting money through, winter the logistics, White Pony Express, through this. They just organizing with their teams and having days to where they go out and do this stuff.
But anyone wants to volunteer,
putting in the work and getting the volunteers to do that. And I think that more churches should do the same. So that's how I feel on that.
Right. And we'll have Sister Flory on the show. We'll have her on it. I know she's busy.
You have to say hi to the Street Fishing Ministries guy. I heard about him from the kids at college.
That's my brother from another mother right now.
Yeah.
Shout
What's
out,
his name?
Brother Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now he's out there hitting them streets and spreading the gospel, and he's doing it.
I was talking to some of the kids in the ecology class I took at LMC last semester, and they were like, "Oh, do you know Street Fishing Ministries?" So it's quite popular.
There was a guy that came out tonight when we were doing outreach, and he is next to the Alano Club, and they have a motorcycle
Mm.
ministry.
Oh yeah. They have a Christian motorcycle clubhouse down there.
It's right there. Oh, is that dude came down and he was talking to us for a minute while we were serving. He was so cool. I was like, oh, I didn't know. He said they've been there for about 3 years. And I was like, oh, that's so dope. And we were talking, exchanging, we were letting him know what we do. And he was letting us know what, they do down there. And I thought that was so dope. Motorcycle club ministry. Okay, that's dope. And then they also serve the people as well.
And you know what? They still did their ministries and stuff there during pandemic, because I used to do that walking club with Carlos. That was an interesting one, because I ended up meeting mostly elderly ladies, and we just kind of walked around downtown. But they always came out and talked to us, and there were dogs and everything. Dope. It was cool.
That's super dope.
We have such a beautiful.
I miss my ladies.
Yeah, that's super dope. I know we were gonna go into a little, Patty, weren't we? What are we doing now? Were we gonna go a little about
MLK? Let's honor MLK too. That's coming up February. So Black History Month. Black History Month should be every damn month, not just February. Because American history was built on Black African American lives, including the White House. We should call it the Black House, and they should paint it black. But anyways. Any opportunity?
I agree. Also, I definitely know, because Martin Luther King's birthday is when I actually founded Facing Homelessness. We went out on Martin Luther King's birthday because that morning I saw a post about him saying, we're neighbors, we should do for our neighbors, and this. And I was like, that was so inspiring. And I was like, Mom, told my husband, we had a party bus at the time. Hey, let's go out. Let's go take some stuff. Let's go gather some. I'm going to make some food. And that's how Facing Homelessness started. So it was built on Martin Luther King. It was based on Martin Luther King and his words, just saying we need to do more for our community. It wasn't even a post about Black, white, nothing. It was just do for our communities and be there for our communities and help each other and help others.
And that's how everybody should be.
And that is exactly what inspired Facing Homelessness to start. So I love it.
So is any of y'all going to be at the breakfast on Monday?
Most definitely.
I'll be there. We're gonna film most of it, and then we're gonna do I don't know if we're gonna do a pre-recorded show or something there.
I think we should talk to people and do all of your little short videos that you were thinking about on the reels and stuff.
And we'll add them on the new Instagram. Carlos, I just made it today, so it's a Carlos Taco Show. Nothing fancy, just at Carlos Taco Show. That's all. And we got a new logo. I forgot to put it up on this one, but next week, or if you go on the Instagram,
I like that logo, Carlos.
Yeah,
I know, right? That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I like the one you got. You got a new one?
Yeah.
It showcases diversity.
Yes.
Right. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
So shout out to
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Graphics and David did a good job.
Heck yeah. Yo, I'm thinking about making my Instagram private. I got a follower. Mike Barbanica started following me. Why?
Dun, dun, dun.
I know he doesn't like me.
He's trying to figure out what to get you for your wedding.
Girl, he probably is.
About it. Awesome.
I'm sorry I keep teasing you about that, but that is the goofiest thing anybody ever did. I mean, think about how stupid that is. But the problem is, with that whole invitation, you know what's going to happen is everybody that knows you isn't going to show up. It's going to be regular community members that are suffering.
Right.
No,
so somebody...
Girl.
Yeah.
Somebody was really deranged and crazy.
They used my old number.
I saw that too.
They really did.
Their old number, huh?
Yeah. I wonder who they're calling now. Should we call it and find out?
No, that's I literally was telling LT hey, delete her. And he said that's an old number of hers, I think. And I'm like, delete her number off of there, bro. And he was like, that's an old number. I was like, I
And it's
cannot.
gonna be like a 12-year-old's first phone. That's their new phone number.
Right. Well, we do have elections coming up, so he's probably just keeping tabs, like trying to see like what I'm talking about, maybe, or I don't know. So I blocked him regardless.
Are you running?
No, but people should know that we have our city council members, right? Then you have the county. Money comes through the county. So we need to know and make sure that the right people get put in those places so that the funding goes to, and in my opinion, if Mike Barbanica ends up getting that board of supervisors seat, you know what he's going to do? He's going to protect his police homies because he's prior police. He's also a businessman, which is great. Real estate, blue line real estate probably only sells to the blue line, the blue lives. It's really kind of scary. That's why I blocked him. But just when people, I just hope that he's not the person.
Girl, I just thought of something. I totally forgot. Do y'all know? Did y'all hear about Ron?
Oh, he's running.
Yes.
Girl.
Is that real? Did he announce it, or are they just rumoring that?
No.
He announced it.
He is running for mayor, which is like y'all don't know, like just a couple seconds. I love Ron. Like I really do. I really liked Ron.
Yeah.
I really liked him because he was like the city manager, took me seriously as an advocate starting out, took me out into the streets. Literally, I would meet him at City Hall. We would drive around in his car or whatever, and he would be like, oh, what do you think we should do here? What do you think we should do here? I loved Ron. But
that was a big but.
There's gonna be some controversy. Wow. Crazy.
Okay.
With all the police stuff going on.
That's the only reason why he's coming back. In my opinion,
I don't know.
Like,
I think
Ron,
you
were literally the city manager when all of this stuff went on with this police department.
Okay.
What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking? That's crazy. I mean, I think people underestimate. Like, Back the Blue folks, y'all is not the majority. Y'all literally are not the majority.
Not in Antioch. Bye.
Not in Antioch.
You know what you gotta worry about though too.
I hope he is not depending on these Back the Blue folks to have his back, because literally, you literally were there when.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Contando.
What's his name? What's the first one, Patty?
Contando.
And
Brooks. Maloney,
Brooks, all of them. Like, what are you thinking? And do you even have any?
Was he in charge of hiring them at that time? Was that when the PD was doing their own hiring, or was that when we stepped in?
Probably when he wasn't managing them.
Yeah, I don't think because
Ron was the city manager above the police department
for many years.
I know, but the police were doing their own hiring internally for a lot of years. That changed recently.
It's not about the hiring. It's about him being the city manager. He's the boss. Everybody thinks that the mayor and the city council is the boss of the police department and the chief. Never. That's never been the case. It's always been the city manager. And Ron was the city manager of the police department when all of that stuff went on.
Rights were getting violated.
All of it.
People were dying.
And officers went through. That is crazy that he would, but whatever. I don't know who in his ear.
Words right out of my mouth.
It's gonna be messy as hell. It's gonna be.
I feel like I need to do more research on this one.
It's gonna be messy.
My spidey senses are tingling.
He literally is the boss. The city council and the mayor are not the boss.
No, I know that. I know that. I'm not saying that they are, but for the longest time, we've had such weak city councils that haven't jumped in and done anything. That's why I wonder how much he really had to do with that and how much he didn't.
Well, nobody's saying he had to do nothing to do with it, but he was the boss. He was like, that's like us blaming Chief. What's his name? Again,
Ford.
Shit. No, not Ford. Brooks. Us blaming Chief Brooks because he was the boss of all those officers, right?
But he was in charge of it. He is in trouble. He hired Maloney.
The city manager was in charge of Brooks. Like, he was the top person, and he would wear the Back the Blue pins and all this and that. Like, so
Ron would wear the Back the Blue pins?
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about Ron.
I know that's what I just asked.
Ron is running against Lamar. He's trying to be the
No,
mayor.
I get that. He wore a back the blue pin.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
we wore him at the protest. The protesters.
You
Like,
No, I felt vile coming up in my throat there too, Patty.
No, when all them was doing the starving protest or whatever it was called, the whatever protest they was doing outside of
Hunger
APD.
strike.
Hunger strike.
When they got
He
eggs.
came out
They
and
get
he
eggs.
came out and some of the activists were mad. Like, you wearing the back
Wait,
the
wait.
blue?
Ron
Yeah.
was throwing eggs at the activists.
So the Back the Blue clan would drive by and they threw eggs at them, and
They
then
did.
former
Well,
board.
no, I remember because
They
a
thought it
certain
was funny.
handsome individual I know would go out there and give water and stay overnight to make sure that they were getting hurt.
What's her name? The one that's the racist one on that was former school board. Gray, Diana Gibson Gray. I told her to her face too. I was like, "What's up, racist B?" And she was like, "What screenshots do you have?" And the thing is, she
That was
she
her comeback.
applauded. Yeah, she was like, "Can I see the screenshot? Like, what do you have?" I was like, because she thought it was funny that they were egg. That's an assault. An assault.
You know,
on
she cut
folks,
down the trees after they told her not to.
and she didn't get fined for it, right?
No.
That's white supremacy. That is white.
I don't remember what happened with that with the
That's a
trees. I
social.
was just
That
like,
is an environmental justice issue.
That too.
but I was just it was so much going on in the city when they was talking about trees. I was like, girl, bye. Like, take the little tree. Nobody cares about your damn tree.
So
If you want
folks,
to
look,
get
folks
I
know.
think it was a principle
her
to
and
me.
Joy Mott was so worried about that goddamn
What's
tree
on
while Tamisha, we was campaigning, running the streets when a little boy got killed in Tamisha's district, in their district.
Oh,
They
I
didn't even
remember
give a damn about it, but they sit over here
Wow.
worried about some goddamn tree. I was like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, I'm sorry, but these like,
You know, they were bringing that. Andrew brought that
For
up
real.
at City Council last night too. Not about
Oh,
the trees,
good.
but about how they were talking about, you know, how they can't do this or that because of some plants and the water being redirected instead of 30
Oh.
minutes that they could have talked about housing.
something else."
Mm.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you though, that is what I'm going to school for. But the environmental justice part of each piece of it, because a lot of those plants are really, really, really important.
Yeah.
I know the plants is
And
important,
not
but
not
sometimes
so
things-
yeah, not so much here, but in other places. Wake up, Carlos.
Nah, I'm
I know.
stretching my
Look, my
neck.
dog is trying to get out of the cage right now.
I'm stretching
Stop
my
it.
neck. Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, my dog
hear
is
that.
like, because it's too cold to go outside, and I don't want him in the house because he'll start.
But we got good tree stories here, like the guy that didn't want the homeless people sitting around his pizza restaurant cut down the trees so that they'd go away. I mean, we got to talk
Right.
about some of the trees.
Mhm.
So the point is, so people know, she cut down a protected tree. The fine would have been $150,000, but because she's friends with somebody on the committee, they backdated it and made like a permit, approved it because she knew people. Whatever.
It wasn't approved though.
Oh, was it?
Girls,
No.
we're gonna talk about trees. For the
One
rest of
tree
the
she
segment.
cut down, and the other one wasn't approved, and she still cut it down.
Let's save the
Oh, wow.
trees, yo.
You know what really matters? The lives that
That
were
she
lost.
pays for
Okay, I'm
it.
gonna save the tree.
The lives that were lost. You know what? Back, Nicole, you took everything. What you said was so on point, though. Like, under leadership, when a lot of things go down like that, it just says a lot. It just says so much. I'm gonna say some names real quick because I think that everybody should just do some research. And that's gonna be for lives that were lost in the city of Antioch at the hands of police that were unarmed. We've met many of the families. So we have Josh Peterson, to never forget, Raheem Rux, Lloyd Harris, Wendell Celestine, David Lopez, Charles Burns, Navy veteran Angelo Quinto, Denny Gonzalez, Nathan Gregory Banks, and Arturo Gomez Calel, and Malad Baldwin. So those are all of the lives that were taken in the city of Antioch, right? But we don't know about the investigations, about the accountability. Where is it at? That's why Mike Barbanica wants to go to the Board of Supervisors and oversee his homies probably and make sure that they're good and they maybe make
He
sure
wants
they
to repeat what he did in 2009.
And Patty, let's say that there are many more that we
Many
probably don't know about
that
and that
we
you
don't
haven't
know
mentioned.
about.
So
100%.
Right.
And not in the ones that are still living, that are traumatized, that their homes were
Absolutely.
destroyed. Ugh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it matters so much for us to know who was going to be in those higher spaces, because who are they there for? Their people or
But it's
the
important
people?
to know what they did too, because he, if you
Pittsburgh
read the
police,
documents,
retired.
specifically asked people, said, you know, if you don't want this to be against you, quit now. You could get hired somewhere else.
That's that.
So it was. So how do we know that's not going to happen more?
Of course,
At a higher level.
Yeah. No, we should interview him. Do you think he'd be down for an interview? I would love to interview him.
No.
Wait, who are we talking about? I got lost with my dog.
I want to know how Mike Baranek is going to hold his boys accountable. If he's the board of supervisors, I want to know what that looks like. But he knows
somebody should interview Mike Burkholder.
First of all, Mike Burkholder.
I got questions.
Yeah.
Mike Burkholder questions.
Needs to be held accountable too for everything that he's done and this information. It's like a mini Fox News to the max.
Yes.
And but he also sexualized me and he called me his stage 5 clinger. You know what that is? That's like somebody that's trying to mess with you. Like, so it was a joke. That's sexual harassment. Like, that motherfucker is ugly. I would never. Like, I'm sorry. Disrespect. But it's because we called them out and they're bullshit. And they're recalls. They love recalling black and brown folks. They love doing it. So just know it.
Oh, Wade Harper endorsed one of them. Did you see that?
Yeah, why is he going back to the same people that attacked him?
I don't know.
I'm like confused with that. I've never had a conversation with him, but he was victim number 1, the first African-American mayor in the city of Antioch, and he received 2 recalls, maybe a third attempt even. I have those recalls if anybody wants to see. Matter of fact, let's just share the archive.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lot of them, Patty.
She sure does.
I'm gonna put
Patty has. Patty has.
You're gonna have to get your techie skills up here, Carlos, so we can have a rolling screen and see how many hours it takes.
You know, I'm listening
Patty
to
got
all
everything.
I'm listening to all of you talking, and
Do we have any questions?
Carlos is trying to tell us something.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm dying to hear him talk on his own show.
I know. No, it's fine. I'm always just in the back, like, no. What about a debate between Lamar and what's the other guy's name?
Ron Burnell.
On the show.
Yeah. Ask them the same question.
We would never do that.
No?
I don't think so.
Let's send them an email.
We could. I mean,
I emailed Frank Summersville.
To be honest with you, I think Lamar would be down to debate anybody. Yeah. I just don't think that the people that he's trying to debate would be down to debate him.
Well, I mean, we got Lamar.
And I'm just keeping it 100.
Lamar's going to be on the show at the end of the month, this month. So the last
I don't think the people that are running against him are prepared.
Wait, who else is running though? I'm really curious about this. So there's Ron, Lamar, and who else?
That's all I know as the mayor.
I've heard a couple other people. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to put it out there, but I heard there may be 1 or 2 others. But I don't want to put it out there.
It'd be nice to get them all on the show. That'd be, and then just ask them all the same questions, and give them a proper amount of time.
I'm kind of biased though, so.
Right, I feel
I'm a little biased, so of course I'll say LT got this all day.
Yeah,
but I just honestly, like with the Ron thing, hearing that, I was just very surprised.
I didn't know about the blue line flag. That's good to know that he wore that.
I didn't know about that either.
Talk to Shagufa, talk to all them. They were there. Yeah. But I just and like I said, once again, I like Ron. I really do. I always liked Ron. I was really surprised when he decided to do this, but to each of
who's backing him? Who are his endorsers?
I don't know. That kind of comes later, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the APOA.
Back the blue plan.
Yeah, same folks that think they have the majority and they don't. So I'm not worried whatsoever.
They got taught a few lessons. They try to recall Tamisha too. How many times? I feel like
who?
Mhm.
Who?
Tamisha when she
Who tried to recall her?
the Blue Lives Clan, Kathy Cabrera, Laura Amaskaka.
They never went through with trying to
Did it?
recall her.
Oh,
They
they
probably had
didn't.
talked. They probably said she needed to be recalled, but they never
Tried.
filled out paperwork, did none of the stuff
They
that they
started
did
a
for our black
page.
mayor. No, they didn't do none of that.
Okay. Cool.
And I just want to tell y'all, this is something I just learned from watching Cat Williams not too long.
Oh, did you watch it?
Uh,
I want to watch it.
But he had another one.
Oh,
And what I took from that, now I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all because I know Patty, you be having haters. I don't know how y'all be. I be having haters. I know
I have haters.
Our city council. I'm sure you have haters, Mary. Our city council, everybody be having haters. But one thing that really stuck with me when Kat say, like, why do I don't watch my haters. I do not follow my haters. I never do. I do not follow Burkholder. I do not follow none of them. But why do the haters always follow? Like, for instance, the mayor. Why do people that don't like the mayor always follow the mayor?
Because
Always
they're
on
bloggers and they gotta have
always
dirt.
on top of always on top of what he got to post, whether it's a TikTok video that's funny or something. Because the lies that they spread, they gotta be on top of the truth. You gotta, it's a lie, right? This is what you spread, and then over here, this is the truth.
Well, that's why I don't really love Alan Payton, is because he and I are at the same events.
So that you can spread that narrative.
I'm going to give an example.
Do not listen to the haters, the haters, all of them. When they come for you, Patty, when they come and do these little flyers, laugh at that. That is funny. They're laughable. They're jokeable. They're delusional. We don't need that hate. We're activists. We're doing what we need to do in this city because we love this city and we love our community. They have nothing better to do with their lives, with themselves. They need a hobby. A lot of them are boomers and they need a damn hobby. So do not let them. I'm telling you, do not. I had to talk to myself. And when I saw that Cat Williams, I was like, that is so true. Do not let these haters get to us. Because they're miserable and they have nothing better to do with their lives. And we support you, Patty. We support you. You got friends, Mary, that support you, Carlos. We support our mayor. We support our council members. And ain't nothing coming in between that, period. And they're mad. These Karens and Kens are mad. And so that's all I gotta say about that. But y'all don't take them seriously.
And misinformation, I'll give an example, just super simple. I was they were doing a recall and I went out there and I took my mic and I said, hey, here we have the racists doing their thing. And I was the lie that was spread by Lindsay Amaskua. She wrote a letter to the editor. Oh, Patricia was out there and she was harassing the workers that were that they weren't 18 or something. They were children, that I was in their faces and this and this. Where are the parents? Y'all know me. Reach out to me. Let's talk about it. But it never happened. I was never in anybody's face of the safe workers.
You were live the whole time on your cell phone.
The police came. They said, "What's up? I'm exercising my rights. I'm not harassing anyone." But they sure went out of their way to write a letter to the fucking editor.
That's what they don't do.
And that's what they do.
And they stole my table.
Laugh at them. They're laughable.
They are.
Shout out to our haters.
I love you. Lastly, did y'all see the mayor's post not too long ago?
Which one?
It was like
we don't follow him.
Anybody that wants a person to hate, please feel free to hate on me because I'm taking all you haters in. Like, I love it.
Right.
No.
I haven't seen it.
That's how he was protecting you.
I didn't see that one. I just saw when he had the boxing gloves on.
You guys should watch that one.
Now when he's in this old school car and he's like, it's like a Cat Williams voiceover, like anybody that needs somebody to hate on.
No, I didn't see that one.
Feel free to hate on me. Yeah. I'm right here, okay?
He has his roast coming up, right? He has his annual roast. Hell yeah,
he does.
Oh yeah, he does.
That's
have the roast
fun.
coming up.
What day is that? This weekend?
No, it's the 27th, I believe. But for close friends, family, and people that he knows in the city, whatever. Well, no haters allowed. No haters allowed.
No supremacist
Mhm.
Klansmen.
No, all in fun.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Right.
thank you, Carlos. This was dope. It looks like we're gonna be wrapping up. And this
Oh,
was
there's
dope.
the
I love you all. Thank you
You're-
for your voices and being in the community.
real quick. Just we'll start with Nicole. Your final thoughts or comments, real quick, and then I'll end it by saying thank you to everybody.
I'm just gonna keep saying what I'm saying. Love your haters.
Right.
And like I said it, like Cat Williams said, if you got 10, you better pray that you got 20 next year. Try to get them. I'm serious.
Yeah, you
Come
gotta
on,
increase
people.
your
I
numbers.
love them. Come on, I need more haters. I need more haters, and that's because I've been getting a lot of slack, and I know everybody else has too. But we just gotta be here and support each other. Patty, I love you so much. You are such a strong activist. Your birthday party was the bomb. I haven't been out in so long, and I had so much fun with you and all of our other friends. So thank you so much for the invite, and it was an awesome and amazing event. And good luck with your venture. Please let us know a little bit about that before we get off.
Yes.
Mary.
Mary, go ahead.
Oh, my last words.
Yeah.
Plant a garden. Hope for tomorrow.
There you go.
I'm gonna say let's take care of ourselves, our mental health. Go for a walk, sit outside, get some fresh air because it is draining. It is draining, but not anymore. You know, we fought that battle. We know who they are, and this is our city now. This is our. We're not going anywhere.
So much
This is
stronger
our
now.
community. We're so much stronger now. We are
So much
there's more
stronger.
unity and diversity, and it's so beautiful. I love it. Thank you for coming to my birthday and celebrating with me. And I do graphic design services. I'm a designer. I design for my folks, my people, not for the supremacists, not for the racists, not for the haters. Thank you.
There you go. In a nutshell. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be here next week, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I need you guys out there to do me a favor. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video, you know, because we're going to have way more people coming on the show and very informative. And that's what we want to be in our community, is just to be informative and let you guys know what's out there and what's available, you know, to help you guys. That's all we want to do.
Exercise our rights. Do our civic duty.
Exercise our rights. Yep. Well, thanks again, everybody, for being on the show. Miss Patty, Nicole, Mary, and we're out of here, everybody. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Hey, ladies.